Okay, we are going to go over how to we're going to go over how to complete the Excel work for the Unit 2 discrete. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Share the screen, um, and we'll go from here. So let me move this up here. All right, so we are going to go over discrete probability distributions. Okay, with discrete probability distributions, you have um, a whole bunch of different discrete outcomes, and you have the probabilities associated with each of those outcomes. Okay, and for some odd reason, my computer is acting a little weird, but maybe, nope, it's still acting weird. And now it's saying I've got an error, and it won't tell me the error. Don't you hate that when that happens? Hold on, show tabs. Okay, still, okay, anyway. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a pivot table for the game from the game by game tab. So we go over to our fun little game by game tab. Okay, and you click on it. And because I care, I made it really easy. You should be able to click anywhere on the game by game tab, and then you should be able to do insert, pivot table. It says table range, game by game. And it doesn't matter where you click on it, it'll highlight the entirety of it. Okay, and then I say, I want it in an existing workbook, and we're going to go over to discrete. Okay, and for some odd reason, it's not going to discrete, and it just does not like me. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, so insert, pivot table, insert, pivot table, existing worksheet. Okay. Oh, there we go. So we're going to put it right here. Okay. And then it says, okay, include opponent's 3 points made. So we're going to go down to opponent 3-point made on the right-hand side, and we're going to put it into values, and we're going to put it into rows. So what we have right here is we have the number of 3-pointers that were made by all of the opponents on the left-hand side. Are these all discrete outcomes? Yes, they are all discrete outcomes, right? So, and then we have over here the sum of the discrete outcomes. Do I want the sum of the discrete outcomes? What do I want? Yeah, we want count. Summarize values by count. Now, this is all well and good, but we're dealing with probability. So I don't necessarily want the count. I don't want it displayed as a count. I want it displayed as something else. I want it to be shown as percent of grand total. So I right clicked on it and I clicked show value as percent of grand total. And now it gives me the relative frequency. So I'm going to copy all of this. Okay, and so I've got the relative frequency or the probability. And then I'm going to come over here, press Control V. And now I've got the number of 3-pointers that they made. And I also have the, what's that called? I have the number of 3-pointers that they made and the probability of them making each of those three-pointers, okay? So coming right here, we have something set up for you guys to be able to see exactly how to do this, okay? So with all of my formula sheets and whatnot, every time that you guys do this, there's not a quicker way to do this in Excel. So just be aware of that. There's not going to be a formula that says, hey, can you please just give this to me? But so we've got to follow a set of steps. Okay. And so you'll notice that it says, okay, N. N is the number of field goals made. So we've got N all right here. And then we've got the probability of each one of those. So N, 1. What's the probability that the opponent made one field goal in a game? Or sorry, 3-pointer in the game. What's the probability of the opponent making one 3-pointer in a game? What do you guys think? Point what? 87, right? So, and then the probability of them making 2 3-pointers is going to be 2.6%, 3-pointers, so on and so forth. So we've got the probabilities right here. We've got the 3-pointers right here. And then what we're going to do is we are going to calculate the we're going to calculate the mean. We're also going to calculate the variance. We're going to calculate the median. Okay, so I'm going to come right over here and I'm going to say these are the things that we're going to calculate. I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's weird. Okay, so we're going to do mean. See, where is it going? Okay, so now we've got the number that they made, the percent, the probability of them making it. And for all of these, what you've got to do is just follow the notation. So we've got n multiplied by the probability of it. So it really should say probability of n. So we have the n, or the number, the value of the observation, and we're going to follow this right here. So equals 1 multiplied by the probability of that occurring. Okay, so the probability of an opponent making one 3-pointer is about 0.87%, and then we're going to just drag it down. Okay, so I did 1 multiplied by 0.87, dragged it down, and then the next step, what we're going to do is we are going to calculate the mean. Okay, now, last unit, we calculated the mean by doing the midpoint multiplied by the frequency, you adding that all together and dividing it by the total number. This time, we did the number multiplied by the probability of that, and what we're going to do is just add it all together. So equals, what do I use to add it all together? Sum, add it together, bada bing, bada boom. And so the average is, what is the average? 6.57. So the average number of 3-pointers is 6.575. So the average number of 3-pointers that an opponent's going to score is 6.575. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do equals, okay, it says n minus mu. So we've got n right here minus mu. And this right here is mu, it's the population mean. When we are dealing with probability, we're always dealing with the population. So we've got n minus the population mean, and I'm going to put a $sign in front of there. Okay, and so that way the 6.57 doesn't move up and down, and so I'm going to just drag it down. Okay, and so now I've got the difference from the mean. So 1 and the mean, so the mean is 5.57 greater than 1, or the 1 is 5.57 less than the mean. 2 is 4.575 less than the mean. So each of these, it says the difference from the mean. So we're just following along. And then after that, we are going to square it. So equals upwards caret square. Okay. Then we're going to drag it down. And so now we have the squared diff from the mean. Wrap. Okay. So we've got the squared difference from the mean, and then after that equals the probability multiplied by the squared difference from the mean. Okay, y'all seeing how it just follows these steps? Y'all are like, yeah, I thought I was done with algebra. And then you just drag it down. Okay. And just like before, all that we're going to do is add them all up together. So equals sum. And what does this give us right here? Any guesses? No guesses at all? I'll give you a hint. The symbol is right there. Starts with a V. Variance. So standard deviation is close, but the standard deviation is going to be the square root of the variance. So equals square root of this. And this right here, we have the standard deviation. This right here, we have the variance. Okay. And so now we have the variance, we have the standard deviation, we have the mean, okay? And the one other thing that we can do is we can also find the median. So the way that we find the median is we get the cumulative probability. Okay, the cumulative probability, we do equals 0.87 equals this plus that, and you just drag it down. So the median is going to be the first one that goes over 50%. Okay. What is the first one that goes over 50%? Right. 6 is going to be the first one that goes over 50%. So we've got the median, we've got the mean, we've got the variance, we've got the standard deviation. And so you've got all the information that you need from the group data. And the reason, once again, that this is a discrete probability distribution is you've got all these discrete outcomes. You've got all these different outcomes that are, or these different probabilities that are associated with it. And now you can calculate the mean, the variance, the standard deviation, and the median with this chart right here. And there's not a shorter way to do it. That is the shortest way.